Just Like Me, The History of Realistic Baby Dolls. Brought to you by the National Museum of Toys and Miniatures. Baby dolls invite us to nurture them with tender, loving care. In the past, these toys were relied upon by parents to teach their daughters mothering skills, especially after World War I, when families grew smaller and girls had fewer siblings to care for. Toy makers began then to make dolls as realistic as possible. In this video, we'll explore some of the different ways toy makers have created realistic dolls and learn how baby dolls have become a favorite toy for many children of all genders. Sometimes a baby doll may be realistic because it looks like an actual baby. In 1920, artist Grace Story Putnam created the Bilo Baby, a realistic doll modeled after a 3-day-old infant she saw at the Salvation Army Day Nursery in Los Angeles. The Bilo Baby became one of the most popular baby dolls ever produced and remained in production until the early 1950s. Some dolls were more realistic because they could do the things a real baby would do. The Tiny Tears doll, like this one here from the 1950s, drank real water from a bottle and could then cry tears and wet her diaper. She also had rockabye eyes, which were specially designed not to immediately fall shut, but rather to close slowly as she was rocked to sleep. This doll was owned by Anne Smiley, who remembers cuddling her in her arms and pretending she was a real baby. Rather than being made of fragile bisque porcelain or hard plastic, some dolls were more realistic because their skin felt real. This magic skin doll belonged to Irene Taylor, who received the doll as a Christmas gift. She and her mother worked together to make the dress the doll is wearing. Magic skin dolls were made with a skin of latex rubber that was meant to feel like real skin. While the skin may have felt more realistic, it was easily damaged by the light and often dried, cracked, and discolored. Because the skin of this doll is so sensitive, it frequently has to rest in TM storage to remain in good condition. Dolls also became more realistic as they began to better reflect the diversity of all the children who played with them. In the 1960s through 1980s, Shindana Toys made ethnically realistic dolls. Shindana was the first major manufacturer of black dolls and was part of Operation Bootstrap, an organization in South Central Los Angeles that supported new businesses started there by members of the black community. Shindana made realistic dolls of many ethnicities who could move their jointed arms and legs and also drink bottles and wet diapers. In the 1980s, Cabbage Patch Kids took realism to a new level. These soft-bodied dolls were marketed as more than just baby dolls. They were adopted into your family as new family members and came complete with individual names, birth certificates, and adoption papers. With a variety of skin tones, eye colors, hair colors, and more, it was said that each Cabbage Patch Kid was unique, just like the kids who adopted them. These realistic dolls with individual identities were a huge hit, not just with girls, but with all children. In fact, around 3 million Cabbage Patch Kids had been adopted by the end of 1983. Thanks for joining the National Museum of Toys and Miniatures for this TM2Go video. Now that you've learned about realistic baby dolls, download the activity page to talk with a family member about their favorite toy as a kid. Was it a doll or another type of toy? Don't forget to share the stories of your favorite toys with us on social media and share the activity with your friends. We'll see you next time.